Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you guys are having a great day so far. In today's video, I will be bringing you up to date on the latest stimulus news and information. So the White House is thinking about changing federal unemployment benefits. Joe Manchin is now open to President Biden's other infrastructure plans. And everybody, more than half of all states in the country have a plan to end the federal crisis-related unemployment benefits. Once again everybody, this is your fourth stimulus check update. And before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family.
So we're at 1.25 over 8 years, and we broke that out in each category, and now we're on the paid for conversation, which is the toughest, and that's where we're meeting, Josh and I, with the G20, the group of senators that basically proposed something very similar, and they're working the White House.
So meanwhile, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has reported that unemployment benefit claims have continued to decrease across the United States. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that around 2.5% of the US labor force is claiming benefits, down significantly from a year ago, when the number was recorded at over 13%. The majority of leaders who called to end these benefits claim that the benefits discourage people from re-entering the workforce. However, the White House tells a different story. During an interview with Yahoo News, a member of the White House's Council of Economic Advisors stated, "So far we have not seen strong enough evidence that this is having a significant effect of pulling people out of the workforce. People know it's temporary." The advisor reiterated a common talking point that the unemployment insurance system is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Now, many in the United States saw a sharp increase in prices in May compared to this date a year ago. This goes for goods across the economy, including lumber, food, clothes, and even more. Governors who have called to end additional benefits believe that the trillions of dollars in stimulus, including unemployment benefits, are driving these increases.
That says to the wealthy and large corporations are going to pay their fair share. Then we're going to invest in our roads and bridges. We're going to invest in transforming our energy system. We're going to invest, for example, in expanding Medicare. Right now, unbelievably, you got Medicare not covering dental care, vision, hearing aids, and we've got to do that as well. So all that I'm saying, and I think the American people agree, after years and years of worrying about billionaires and the rich, now it's time to have a budget that speaks to the needs of working families and the climate crisis that we face. That's what I'm trying to do.
Now, the good news is that the governors in 6 states are offering cash incentives to encourage residents to re-enter the workforce amid a growing labor shortage spurred by the crisis. In May, the state of Montana became the first to announce it will be replacing federal unemployment benefits with a return to work bonus, amounting to $1,200 for unemployed people who complete 4 full weeks of paid work. New Hampshire and Oklahoma followed with their own plans only weeks later. New Hampshire, through its summer program, will pay $500 and $1,000 bonuses to residents who start part-time and full-time jobs. And the state of Oklahoma is giving $1,200 to those who accept full-time work. Arizona, Connecticut, and Colorado are also offering sizable payments to residents who find jobs. Arizona's Back to Work program will give one-time $1,000 payments to unemployment recipients who start part-time jobs and $2,000 payments to those who obtain full-time employment. Now folks, a key Democratic senator opened a door to investing in President Biden's other infrastructure proposals in unwinding some of the Republican tax cuts of 2017. Joe Manchin, who was working on a bipartisan deal that would fund physical infrastructure, expressed openness to a separate filibuster-proof package to make economic investments, though he said its size and scope has yet to be determined. Manchin told NBC News, "I've come to the knowledge basically that budget reconciliation is for reconciling budgets, so its money matters." And well everybody, President Biden's term for investments in childcare, community college, and paid leave, and raising tax revenues to fund it. Manchin also made remarks after voting to advance Democrats' sweeping election overhaul bill and maintaining its support for the filibuster. Manchin also said Republicans have drawn a line in the sand on not changing anything, and I thought the 2017 tax bill was a very unfair bill, and weighted to a side that basically did not benefit the average American, so I voted against it. I think there are some adjustments that needs to be made. What do you think about Joe Manchin, everybody? Is he doing enough to help out the American people? Tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below.
Not just investors, that gets rid of unprotected loopholes like stepped-up basis. And it raises enough revenue to make sure that the Social Security and Medicare can stay, still needs adjustments, but can stay. and pay for the things we all acknowledge will grow the country.
Including Senator Tester, are saying that they believe they're at really the kind of razor's edge moment with deciding the pay-fors for infrastructure. Can they go forward? Do you feel that there is the possibility of some kind of a development within the next 24 hours? Would you agree with that sense of the timing? And is there anything new that the White House has offered for paying for these infrastructure programs that we have not learned of from you before?
Well, there's no question, as you know, it's much easier to negotiate with Congress when they're in session. So we're certainly hoping to make progress over the next couple of days. I'm not going to put it 24, 48. There's a couple more days in the week, and we're hopeful to make progress. If we see progress continue to be made between our discussions with our members of our senior team and members, then we look forward to welcoming Democrats and Republicans here to the White House to meet with the president. In terms of what we would offer, the president has offered a range of ways to pay for these proposals. And we've also we had so many options of how to pay for these proposals. We've even taken some of our own proposals off the table, including ensuring that individuals pay a higher rate for this specific negotiation, and also raising the corporate rate for this specific negotiation, even though we're keeping it on the table for later on to be very clear. But the bottom line, it's pretty clear and simple to the president. The choice for him on the pay-fors. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. On the meeting later today between Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and White House officials, what is the White House's message to them going to be with regard to the infrastructure talks? So you're going to insist on going down the bipartisan route, or is this going to be a decision point where they may sort of kick the tires and go ahead with reconciliation on that?
Well, we've always seen this for some time, I should say, not always, as a two-track strategy, right? So there are different discussions and negotiations happening today. One track, the American Jobs Plan, or big components of it, is a part of the infrastructure negotiations that we're discussing. Steve Ricchetti, Louisa Terrell, Brian Deese, right now with members who are part of that bipartisan discussion. Later tonight is a discussion that will also include Shalanda Young, also include Susan Rice and others. That's a discussion in part about the budget reconciliation process, the second track. And that track will include the American Families Plan and components that are not a part of the negotiations. So we've been saying two tracks. Today is an example of two tracks actually moving forward at one time in one day.
Which track is moving more smoothly right now?
They're both moving at a rapid pace. They're both moving. We know that we're at a later stage, obviously, in the bipartisan negotiations. You all know that. And obviously, we want to make progress over the next couple of days. We're in an earlier stage of the budget reconciliation process. That's because that's how that process works. But it's important to keep both tracks going.
And then just one more for you I just wanted to follow up if you had any answer from yesterday about whether President Biden discussed interest